could expect. So of EDP 445 in light of the documentary. Let's get some hell yes in the chat. Huge dub. Hold on, I've got something dope here for this. Oh my god. Thank God. It was bound for it. Yes, that is actually my mom. She's pretty awesome. She was a top viewer. She hyped a lot of videos. Speaking of which, like the stream, get it out in front of more people would be a tremendous help here. But yeah, it's been very interesting. A lot of EDP stuff has been going up recently. I'm trying to change how I'm doing content, trying to give you guys more daily content, and this is the kind of thing that we got to do to make sure that happens. Okay, so I think we go. I was trying to put something on while organizing some magic cards. This is perfect. Hell yeah, hey. There we go. Well, there we go. Perfect. I've actually got some. It's hard to see, but there's a couple of boxes up there, all that good stuff. But huge shout out. I think we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to try. Also, my dad's here. What's up, Dad? Hello to you as well. Excuse me. I think we're going to start with the MrBeAST thing first, and forgive me. I'm going to try to do an intro for each of these so that I don't have to like re-record each intro, although realistically that's what I'm going to do. My brother might also pop in here. They've all got like some name to follow in. But here we go. Okay, so let's start off first here. MrBeAST is once again getting another lawsuit, or I should just say Beast Games, Amazon, I think it's Beast Holdings LLC is the thing that's being targeted today. And the reason for that is because one of the contestants terminated their OnlyFans account because they thought they needed to in order to advance along in the Beast Games competition. So I actually spent money to get the court case documents for this, and I shouldn't have, and I'll explain why. So that was a $10 that went completely out the window, but let me explain. So this comes from right over here. First thing that brought my attention to this is a gentleman here, Rob Frund. I apologize, I'm probably butchering the name there. A MrBeAST Games contestant is suing for fraud because she says she was told to delete her OnlyFans account to continue to the second round of the competition. She deleted it because she believed doing so was mandatory. At the time, plaintiff's OnlyFans account was an established income-producing business that generated more than $5,000 a month. She says that the demand was false. Wiping OnlyFans accounts was not a mandatory condition of participating. Now, huge shout out to Rob. I went to go look for this court documentation. I was able to get a hold of it and, had to purchase it to, search it up, all that good stuff. And then he messaged me back. I'd sent him a message at the same time, and he just sent the information anyway. So again, huge shout out to him. I wish I'd waited a little bit longer, but I wanted this all prepared. So I have the full court document. There isn't a whole lot more in it outside of what gets highlighted, but we can take a look at it a little bit later as well. This is really interesting. I'd hopped into Nicholas DeOrio's stream shortly before this, and he actually was covering this. What's up, Cinema Ho? And he was saying that this was like another person falling victim to Darwinism, and I might have to agree with him. This is a very interesting one. Let's pop into the photo here. So this is kind of explaining the complaint here. A defendant, through their employee and or agent Jock, informed the plaintiff that she was required to delete her OnlyFans account. Before being told to delete it, plaintiff maintained an active OnlyFans account. They explain this, made a net monthly income of $5,000. On or about August 15th of 2024, so I believe back in the first Beast Games, Jock told plaintiff in substance and effect, so roughly, I would have to estimate, you have to delete your OnlyFans account if you want to participate in the second round. Plaintiff understood the statement to mean that deleting her OnlyFans account was mandatory and that she would otherwise be eliminated from or barred from the second round in Toronto. Jock identified himself or was presented to plaintiff as an employee and or agent of defendant in each of them, so Beast Games, and had apparent and or actual authority to convey contestant eligibility requirements because he was an agent of defendant in each of them. So effectively, oh, there's my brother. Okay. Let's say hi to Quinthio's brother. There we go. So effectively, They were like, okay, this employee told me I had to delete in substance and effect. So basically said I had to delete my OnlyFans, otherwise I wouldn't be able to continue with the competition. So they just full stop deleted their OnlyFans account, which we just take a second. What? Like, I don't know. It's a bit confusing to believe that, like, okay, yeah, this individual is being told to delete it. And they're like, okay, so you're asking me to delete $60,000 of money that I make in a year for the sake of moving on to the next round in the Beast Games competition. And I followed through on that. I don't know why you would. I gotta side with Nick. This kind of sounds like a bit of Darwinism at play. So I don't really know what how's it going. We are currently going over the OnlyFans individual that, well, is not an OnlyFans creator anymore, as they deleted their account because they believe they were told to. Now, something interesting as well. Excuse me. Another interesting thing, we take a check down here. Were there other contestants with an OnlyFans account? And Rob here says, allegedly so. And here's the photo. While she was present at the second round of MrBeast Games, plaintiff spoke with other contestants who stated that they maintained their OnlyFans accounts, had not deleted them, and had nevertheless been allowed to participate. Plaintiff thereby discovered that the stated mandatory deletion requirement was false on or about August 19th of 2024. Deletion caused plaintiff to lose an established subscriber base, recurring subscription revenue, content library, customer goodwill, and the momentum of discoverability associated with the existing account. So yeah, I mean, they deleted. That would be like me deleting my account for the sake of going on like Wheel of Fortune. I don't really. If they had told me I had to quit my job to do it, I wouldn't have done it. I don't. I'm kind of blown away. I don't quite understand where this person may be coming from here, especially when it's making $60,000 a year. Then here, someone had mentioned, and this was actually brought up on Nicholas's stream as well. This lawsuit is called advertising. Rob responds, plaintiff's name turns up no results on Google. OnlyFans handle not mentioned anywhere in the complaint. If there's an advertising angle, it's not being deployed very well. So again, selling your body online for only $5K a month is crazy. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now. We don't really have any more information other than, yes, this is legitimate. Now, kind of reading it over and seeing that they've kind of made a point not to include the name of this individual, I will also not include their name. And if there is any further information that I end up finding very interesting about this lawsuit, I will let you guys know in the full video. I'll take a look at this after stream, go through the entire document. If there's anything else worthy of note, I'll bring it up in the video. So you'll get a little exclusive content in there. But that's really it. Let me see what you guys are thinking so far. They lied to her once she found out she was livid. Is that correct? That is what she's alleging. So that's all we know so far. It's, again, kind of mind-blowing that these people who are like, you're getting... you're gambling at a chance to win money in a game show, and they're telling you to quit your job. Like any of you, if MrBeast or an employee came up to you and was like, hey, you got to quit your full-time job just to go to the next round. Are you doing that? Like, are you not going to ask questions? Like, is that not going to be something that weighs heavily for at least a moment? Or at the very least is like that's a really hard choice to make. Like, I don't really quite understand that. She thought being in the games would boost her up. Sounds like that didn't happen. Well, I don't know MrBeast or his company to be one that's advertising anyone's OnlyFans, any of the creators that are on it. If anything, that ends up creating an issue for the Beast brand, since they're predominantly, their audience, their audience is usually of a younger type. So having multiple contestants that have like publicly, facing OnlyFans, I guess having contestants that have OnlyFans accounts might be a bad thing for them. So if anything, it kind of is like, well, maybe there is weight to some employee overstepping and saying something like that. But again, that's still such a stretch. Like it really would be hard. It's hard for me to believe just right now that they did that and they weren't fucking around, because there were other contestants, again, that apparently had OnlyFans accounts and were not required to delete them, and they moved on. So it's a bit strange. And yeah, 5K a month, depending where you live, is really good money. Yeah, Turtle. Not to mention, wasn't it like $1 million prize for winner? It's stupid she deleted it, but the prospect of $1 million was on the table. Wouldn't you be convinced to do the same? If I'm up against 1,000 people, which I believe the first Beast Games was like technically around, if I was up against 250 people, no, I would not be convinced. I am a bit more, I know I'm a YouTuber. I know I've tried to make this work, but I'm a bit more risk averse than that. That's kind of insane. And yeah, going into court, going to sue Mr. Beast's company, one of the wealthiest companies around, I mean, at least in entertainment, is quite a bold move to go for like an advertising approach. It might just be wiser to buy the advertisements and not go through this PR mess, especially when, like you said, they don't do a really good job of advertising their name connected to their OnlyFans account. Don't understand how delusional people are. Sure, that could be the case, that this individual is just delusional enough to think that that's the right move to make, but I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. So I guess we're just gonna wait on that court case. But yeah, so that's kind of our first one to go over here. I can see the argument where if she was the winner, it wouldn't be the best look for Mr. Beast, but still don't force her to delete her account to continue if others didn't. Right, and that's why I'm like, it doesn't necessarily make sense that that is the case, that is the truth. It almost sounds like she got fucked around with by an employee that thought it would be funny to make a joke about it or something, and then maybe they took it too far, or maybe they actually wanted her. I don't know. I don't know. It's a bit too vague as of right now. But for those watching this video, very curious to hear what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments below. Whatever, you know. I am gonna have to record outros. That's all right. That's all right. But that's our first thing done on the docket here. We'll take a look at that stuff later on. Close this for now. But that moves us into Dean Withers. Actually controversial. So we're actually also going to be doing a bit of reacting. There is a very good video that goes over the Dean Wither allegations, but I first want to go over his video because he kind of outlines pretty well what those allegations are. We're going to go over the YouTube video first, I mean. And this is, we'll start here. So, maybe that's better. Maybe that's better. Let's show this first. Okay, so we're talking about Dean Withers. They are a huge influencer, primarily on TikTok. They're also broaching into YouTube, things like that. This is Dean Withers. They have 7.4 million followers. And if you can't tell from just some of the little titles showing up on the TikToks here, Trump is projected to cause 14 million people to die. Caroline Levitt, I don't know who that is, out as press secretary. Trump called a PDF file on Fox News. Spain edits Trump out of official team. This guy is not a big fan of Trump. I believe he's left-leaning. I believe he's a left-leaning guy. Someone in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody in stream, you can give me the specifics of it. I am personally not a political guy. I have no interest in covering political topics, so usually Dean Withers is not in my wheelhouse. However, recently he was thrown into, I guess I should say, some pretty huge and heinous accusations and allegations were sent his way, and it directly was in regard to grape. There was an individual on TikTok who was kind of vague posting, but also directly accusing Dean Withers of earlier on, years ago, sexually assaulting and doing worse to this individual. Now, a lot of people, and like the reason that this ended up showing up even in like the commentary sphere where, you know, people aren't really engaging in politics, is there was so much pushback to Dean talking about believe all victims and stuff, which apparently were talking points that he was very comfortable using in the past, or it's something that his party uses very often, or something along those lines. And so people were dragging him through the mud over the course of these allegations. And the craziest thing is they are very clearly debunkable, I guess I should say. And they were, but I want to go over it because it's insane that it had lasted this long. He is a Democrat political influencer and co-founder of the Unfuck America tour, a response to the tour of America that Turning Point USA was doing. Okay, very interesting. He's a left-leaning political commentator who debates Trump. Yes, and he loves to debate Trump supporters. Thank you very much. He loves debating Trump supporters. That is a very good chance that is probably what you have seen him doing. Notably, in the past, he was criticized because he was trying to make it seem like this guy was not suitable as a father to his child when he was kind of like debating him, and tried to get this guy doxxed effectively. It's a really shitty thing to do. He ended up apologizing later afterwards. Should have made a video about it, but I digress. With that, he's also, okay, so it's very personal. Understood. So a huge shout out over here. This is a guy that I have started to watch in my free time here. I really enjoy this gentleman. His name is Slyboy. Slyboy makes videos, same kind of thing. He covers drama, that kind of stuff. And he did a video going over this. And this is kind of how it got onto my radar. So huge shout out to him. Give him a sub if you've got time for it. But Slyboy goes into detail, and we're going to watch a bit of his video because he has compiled where the allegations come from. And he makes really good points about how Dean responded to this. And we've got Dean Withers' response to it as well. We're going to go over that separately ourselves. But I want to bring it back. Slyboy is the guy. I'm a fan of him so far. But let's take a look here.
Teen survivor using my voice. And I'll get into that, but I'll get into the solid stuff as well. So this is the account that all this stems from. We have Emily here on TikTok, 18 survivor, using my voice so others know they're not alone. Healing is not linear. Awareness matters. If you're struggling, please reach out for support. And we have an initial post here. At Dean Withers did this to me. I'm 18 now. When I was younger and didn't really understand what was happening, he essayed me before he got super famous. I stayed quiet for a long time because I didn't know how to talk about it. I'm speaking up now so other people know they are not alone and that what happened to them wasn't their fault. Awareness matters, support matters. You don't have to carry it in silence. Okay, this is followed up by screenshots of some DMs. I've been carrying this for years and I need to say it. When I was still a kid and didn't fully understand what was happening, you essayed me. At the time, you weren't famous yet and I was too young and confused to know how to protect myself or even put it to words. I stayed quiet for a long time because I was scared, ashamed, and didn't think anyone would believe me. I'm 18 now and I'm still dealing with the weight of what you did. It left me with confusion, fear, and a silence I forced myself to live in for years. I'm not writing this for attention or to ruin anything. I'm writing it because I deserve to speak my truth and because the silence only ever protected you, not me. What you did affected me deeply and I need you to know that I remember, that it mattered, and that I'm no longer going to pretend it didn't happen. And then we have a response. I was drunk. I barely even remember that night. Just leave me alone. Okay, so there are only a few posts past that point when I told his friends what he did to me and none of them cared and are still...
Sorry, and then he kind of shows, like I said, the vague posts that were following up afterwards. Some of these brief ones. But it was 100% essay, but he was a stranger. We hardly knew each other. Maybe I didn't say no clear enough, but they also seemed to very much know who this individual was and everything. So again, a little bit of what is that called? Things not making sense. A bit of dissonance there. So he makes that, and then let's go over Dean's response. He makes a really good point about some stuff too, but I kind of want to give you guys the full breadth of everything that happened leading into it first. So here is his response.
Stating that she's been given evidence of poorly botched video I've ever made. A Trump supporter stole the identity of an innocent 13-year-old girl to falsely accuse me of rape with supporting evidence of poorly botched fake DMs in an attempt to illegitimately deplatform me. In response, the 13-year-old whose identity was stolen made a video calling out the false accuser and anybody peddling these lies using her photos, stating that she's been getting harassed and bombarded with messages. An innocent 13-year-old girl. As we speak, not all, but millions of Republicans across the internet have continued to knowingly peddle this false allegation and could what only be described as an attempt to get me killed or to get me to myself, leading to the police calling me, informing me of a bomb threat, and the continued visceral harassment of the innocent little girl who had her identity stolen. Let's unpack this. First and foremost, this TikTok account, under the name of Emily, accused me of rape. They posted this fake DM.
Now, I'm going to say this right now, just to kind of get this out of the way. There's a good chance he's a political guy. I have no doubt that the people that disagree with him are fucking with him and are propagating like rumors that they hear like this. That's both sides do that. For him to go as far as saying that they're doing that for him to get killed or for him to off himself is, I think, insane. I really like the same thing has happened with other content creators that we have covered that people find cringe. If people don't like you for one way or the other, there are enough crazy people out there that will just kind of, or people that just do not actually give a shit about the truth of somebody that they dislike. And they'll just do this. They will propagate the rumors that they hear. They'll, be a shitter in the comments. Like I was just seeing, there was someone in the live stream chat saying something along the lines of, because he was a mouthpiece for Believe All Women, but then when their allegations are made against him, he demands evidence. So again, hypocrisy maybe and stuff, but that's why people are going to press you, why people are going to bully you with this shit, why people are going to do this. They're not taking it as seriously as someone getting allegations thrown at them like this, like grape is how I'm going to put it. So the bomb threat, right? So if he got a bomb threat, I mean, I'm not blown away. When the allegations are this heavy, that's what's going to happen. People will do that. I don't think most people that don't like Dean Withers or most people that are fucking around and propagating this, even if they don't know for sure if it's true or not, are thinking, oh, this guy's going to get bomb threats. Oh, this guy's going to get swatted. They're getting their licks in and they're not thinking about the consequences. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Usually on live streams, I'm a bit more off the cuff. Him playing more victim, going to give him more content? Exactly. I think, again, a lot of figures like this, a lot of political figures do what Dean is doing right now. But continuing on with what he's saying so far.
To prove their allegation. The account posted 2 screenshots of the same faked DMs, for the purpose being that in the second screenshot, they're scrolled further down the page to also include my response. We know that they're fake because in the first screenshot above their message, there is an included date and time. In the second screenshot above that same message, there is not an included date and time. The only explanation for this inconsistency is that the screenshots are fake. The account also claimed to be a young girl posting many photos such as these to make their allegations seem more believable. This girl is not accusing me of rape. She had her identity stolen by this account. She made a video to clear this up.
So tonight, I was looking through my TikTok comments and I find some comments saying that someone's impersonating me and using my photos to accuse someone, Dean Withers, of sexual assault. This was the picture someone put in my TikTok comments, and this was the picture I posted on Instagram. Same with here, this was posted in July, and now I find this.
Now, this is important here. He also claimed that photos like this were AI, which Slyboy points out kind of just hurts his argument. I think there was an earlier response where he was pointing this stuff out, or maybe he's going to include it later on. But he pointed to the fact that the top of this machine here seemed to have characters that didn't make sense, but this is actually like a brand, I believe, in Malaysia or something along those lines, which, again, Slyboy points out in his video. We'll take a look at that. But continuing on here.
This 4 days ago on TikTok. On this photo, you can see there's a little scribble at the top of the screen. This is because, as you can see in the next photo, that's where the lyrics were in my Instagram photo. After finding out about this, I made a video tagging her saying that it's not me, and she ended up blocking my main account. I'm now getting multiple DMs and comments about this whole situation, and I wanted to make this to let you guys know that I'm not involved in any of this, and I didn't make any of these videos.
Even in light of the fact that this allegation is obviously fake, not only hurting me as the victim of them, but also the innocent little girl whose identity was stolen to make them, many Trump supporters haven't cared. MAGA influencers like the older millennial Asmongold and thousands of others have continued to peddle these false allegations across social media so hard to the point that for the last 48 hours straight, this has been a top news story on Twitter, amassing over 50,000 posts of mostly Republicans calling me a rapist. For those, some even on the right, that have made videos condemning these false allegations, thank you. You know who you are. This is the most serious.
So, don't get me wrong. In a position like this, where all your haters are peddling stuff that is like this fake, I think you have every right to be as smug as Dean is being in this kind of, addressing the allegations video, because it is incredibly fucked up. Not only to have allegations like this thrown at your way that are false, that are just like blatantly made up, but secondly, to have huge content creators, like he mentioned Asmongold. I'll have to check to see what he had made about it, but any of these other, very large creators that are just kind of running with it, it's gross. It's despicable. I don't, for me, I guess as the creator that I am, I kind of find it crazy that you don't do any research at all in the pursuit of something, especially as serious as this. It's just, again, kind of mind-blowing. So I don't really blame him. I think a lot of people get irritated with Dean because of how condescending he can come off, because of like how just snooty, which again is also why I'm not really a big fan of him, and again why he's also been riddled in controversy before, acting high and mighty to a parent that called in and saying he shouldn't be taking care of his kids, shit like that. But again, in this situation, I really don't blame the guy. I think you've kind of earned it. Why is Hungrybox in the title? Well, we will be getting to that story. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Sorry, I was like yapping a ton. What are your thoughts? So he's done that with all of his controversy responses. He just sits there like a robot. But I suppose when you get accused of this sort of thing, you don't necessarily want to be seen as jubilant. I would agree. I don't really blame him. If you saw the people he talks to, if you saw the people he talks to on a daily basis, you would understand. Well, I know the people he talks to. I mean, that it's a content form that a lot of political talk shows will do, where they pull in and try to find the dumbest people that they can debate with, people that are willing to argue online and make a fool of themselves. And you have, like, to do that content, you have to talk to really stupid people every day. Of course, that's an issue you can run into, where you start to develop this worldview that everyone that disagrees with you, or everyone on some side of the aisle, is going to be that Neanderthal-like. It's just, you need to be able to also realize that you're casting your line into a pool of dumbasses that like to yap and like to think they're the smartest person in the room. It's not like you're casting your line in a room full of intelligent people. So I feel like you just need to realize that, and I think if you let your bias kind of, cloud your judgment there, that's all you're going to end up thinking, or that's all you're going to be assuming people are like, which is unfortunate. It's also why I don't really like jumping into politics, because that's kind of what I see. Anytime I had ever tried to, earlier on doing YouTube, tried to cover something political, even keeping it as centered as I could, showing both sides, people just rip each other up in the comments. And I am not the guy with the 100,000 sub channel. I am not the guy that is going to bridge the political divide that has gone, how polarized it is now. It's just, I thought maybe that was something I could do earlier on when I started, and now I know it is not my place, and I don't know enough politics to help anyone on either side of that. So now I cover dumb shit. Now I cover general stuff like this, How late am I to this? I don't know, like 27 minutes. We're finishing up our second kind of thing here, but I want to jump into showing Slyboy's points, what he has talked about in his, because these are different pieces of Dean Withers' response that weren't covered or stuff. It was more like he was reacting to it, so there were some other clips, and I really like how he kind of tackles some of it, so I wanted to show it. Feel free, anyone in the comments, I'm not going to be upset at you for like spamming or anything. If people are coming in asking, where we're at so far, feel free to give them like a quick summary. I want to make sure we stay all on track and keep going, so that I don't have to cut too much in the recordings, because I'm probably going to be up till 4 or 5 getting all this prepared for you guys for the week. So feel free to, and I appreciate it very much. But here is more of Sly kind of going over some of the different parts of Dean's response here.
And mainly in a live stream, and he brings up a couple points in his defense.
Okay, so I apologize. That's right. I should have remembered this. So he had also addressed some of this in a live stream. Cinema Ho, you're good. Just block losers. That's all. Just block losers and people that are being uber cringe. If people disagree with anything I'm saying, that's fine. People can argue back and forth with me. Just keep it civil, right? You don't have to keep it civil in the comments. That kind of becomes a great clown show that people can kind of point and laugh at weirdos, which is why I leave most of those comments up. Okay.
As I said before, someone in a live stream, and he brings her side. Dean has since responded to this situation in a live stream, and he brings up a couple points in his defense. As I said before, some of his points I think are pretty weak and hurt his argument. And mainly what I think is hurting his argument was off rip, he just said this is all AI. I'm skeptical of that claim, and I will show you why. And just because these are really bad arguments on his part, by the way, doesn't mean he's guilty. I teased it before. I'll just say from the get-go now, I fully maintain his innocence in this situation. I'm going to tear down these bad arguments to get to the good ones. So the first thing he brings up is this account had posted a photo talking about this alleged situation. You'll notice presently that post is no longer up, and there's a reason for that. But they had posted a picture of themselves, and then in the caption, they were talking about the alleged SA. And here they are in some kind of arcade with a claw machine. And Dean points out that there is a seemingly random string of characters at the top of this claw machine, and he's using that to argue that this is all AI.
To the left of the screen, what you will see is an image posted on this Emily account. This is from a slideshow of different images. This is just the first one. It says, they defended his name, talking about me, then it goes into how I read them. Well, first and foremost, we know that this account isn't real because the posts are AI. If we zoom in to the highlighted section of this image, where the red arrows pointed at, we'll see that the quote-unquote machine that this fake teen is playing a game at is called SHAONVZHIXIN2. It is a completely fraudulent AI generated image.
Now, I don't think this picture is AI. There's two reasons why I think that. The second one requires a little more context. We'll get into that later. But the first one is I'm not sure that this is actually a random string of characters. If we put this into Google Translate, we see that this exact string of characters minus the 2 transliterates from Chinese to a young girl's heart or a young maiden's heart. Obviously, I'm not a linguistics expert. I thought that was interesting, though. This picture looks like it's in China or perhaps Malaysia or something like that. And their usage of English characters can sometimes be a little bit liberal over there. So I think him firing from the hip saying this is AI off the get-go was not a good move, not a good look. And he kind of continues on this AI argument. So the next thing he does is when it comes to these alleged...
He's going to show it in a sec, but hear how confident Dean was about this just being generated by AI. This is, again, another reason that people will kind of... How do I put this? People will discredit his response to this or will discredit his trustworthiness when he is talking again so confidently about these posts and that picture being AI. Sounds like that's the God honest truth. He's like, that it is for certain AI, but there's a good chance it might not be. So he ends up bringing up and he shows there are some screenshots that he took to show that the messages were generated with AI. Now, maybe I'm a dork, maybe I'm a loser. We're looking at this, or maybe I'm just stupid, right? I don't see the classic Chat GPT M dot or M lotl, whatever people call it. It's a hyphen, it's a dash, whatever the fuck it is, M dash. That's not present. And when I read through it, it's like, okay, and he goes and checks Chat GPT 0, and you can see it down. Actually, you can't because I'm in the way. You can see here, we are highly confident this text was AI generated. It just, again, it's a weak argument to be making in light of all of the other great points that were made here. But I'm going to continue kind of letting him chat about this because I think he makes a really good point here.
Screenshot. Feel free to text on the in what
Notoriously.
Moving on.
To me, also a weak point. AI detectors are notoriously inaccurate. Granted, I do agree that the message that was sent does feel kind of like oddly generic, but this is still just a weak point. Him treating it as if this proves that this was an AI-generated paragraph, also just as generally weak, doesn't make his defense look good. Within the clip I just played, he also makes the statement that the AI detector confirmed with a high degree of confidence that even his reply was AI generated, which is just kind of absurd on its face. That's not the way the technology works. There is no universe in which the 3 sentences, I was drunk, I barely even remember that night, just leave me alone.
Gotta be AI. It's gotta be AI. I've never seen a human being write anything even close to that. Robots are notorious for saying, I was drunk. I barely even remember that night. Just leave it alone. It almost is set up like a haiku.
could somehow be identified as coming from a human or a machine. These are just basic, concise sentences. Any human could have said that. Any robot could have said that. Along these lines, he also says that within these screenshots of the messages, his profile picture doesn't look the way it's supposed to.
The shown profile picture in the screenshots posted by quote-unquote Emily are also
Pictures AI generated. Go figure. Look at that. Look at the squiggles in it. Again, it doesn't really make sense. LMAO, okay, like, you know my education. Yep, he's perfectly normal. Doxing a father. Yep, perfectly same. Again, I don't think that stuff was very epic. I'm not a huge fan of Dean Withers, but I don't think that justifies anyone getting allegations such as grape being thrown against them, and especially being this categorically false, and people backing claims like this without doing any research whatsoever. It's just whether I agree or disagree, or whether I like or dislike you, I don't think that's a fair thing to do to somebody. Thank you very much. Also, sorry, if anyone is donating anything, great, thank you so much. It is not telling me anything. So just thank you. If anything comes in, let me get something set up just so I can actually see that. Give me 1 sec. I just remembered that I can't actually see anything coming through. Give me 1 sec. Some people are a tit for tat mindset. It kind of, and it really gets in the way of actually, I don't know. What is it? Every time you do something like this, it makes people that are actually victims, like, people are more doubtful of shit like that. It's just not a great thing. Oh, doubling my muted thing there. Okay, cool. I'm just going to have this running up on the side because I can't trust this. There we go. So there. Perfect. Okay, cool. There we go. I think let's see here. Don't think it's appropriate to try and pin mental health diagnosis on others without actually knowing them personally and being their licensed psychiatrist. True. None of us do psychiatry, and also none of us are Dean's therapist or anything like that. I don't really think, again, and that's something I try to avoid very much so whenever I'm covering stuff about anybody, especially when it looks like they may be going through, I don't know, like a mental health crisis. I can point out that it might appear to be so, but again, we don't know. Like, we don't know these people. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. It's just, take that with a grain of salt. You can think those things, but to push that onto somebody and make the claim that that's the case is a gamble at best. But okay, so going back to here, he makes those arguments. That was kind of the main thing, but then posting contradicting themselves. He also makes a point about that, which I had mentioned a little bit earlier. Let me pull that back over here.
To me, not an expert on that either. Maybe someone can touch in who's a little more techie that way. It is certainly possible it's AI generated, but I've seen screenshotted JPEGs do weirder things than this before. All that to say, I don't think any of the above has been a fantastic defense. However, I don't think we need any of this to demonstrate his innocence. Okay, so if we go to his first good point, within these series of posts this girl had posted talking about the situation, there is one in which the individual says it was 100% essay, but he was a stranger, we hardly knew each other. And then one of the other posts, they say how it felt getting essayed by a person I trusted the most. Okay, so these are obviously two very conflicting stories. How is he a stranger in one retelling of the scenario and a person you trusted the most in the other? That obviously doesn't make any sense. Furthermore, if we go back to this picture that I think he falsely claimed was AI, its authenticity actually helps his case, because recently we have another TikTok account who posted the following.
I'm making this video because I'm getting a lot of DMs.
And so goes over showing proof that no, these posts were actually mine. These are photos of me, and this person just used them and copied them and then pasted them. So that kind of just helps do that. Now, following up, Slyboy goes into further detail and just starts kind of checking into different posts of Dean Withers, and it's just, comments like this, 84 upvotes, things like that, 231 here, 247. Excuse me. Dean, why did you do it, bro? Release the Dean files. You haven't proved your innocence. Believe all women unless it's you, huh? Talking about Trump's allegations, but not his own allegations is crazy. So all these people are hopping on TikTok and doing all this shit, saying, oh, you haven't proved your innocence, all that stuff. And this is like really, these are not strong. Like going like these are not strong allegations. Going over multiple other things that I have covered, there was more information at the very least that was present that seemed a bit more plausible, even with like Turkey Tom's allegations. And those got completely overturned with his response video. And I guess like for someone who's posting daily content like Dean, obviously the viewers aren't going to maybe realize that it's not like they had made every single post that they had the minute that it released. There's a good chance some of this stuff is automated, that it's already scheduled to go out, and that it records a batch of it all at once. So for, you know, people like, oh, you haven't addressed it yet, and he's like posted a few things, or like he went on stream and posted it. Like these people also haven't seen that, but people love the gossip. That's kind of what my channel is dedicated to covering. But in a messier side of things, when you're focused on hopping onto live, a live call show effectively, when you're hosting one like that, and people are calling in and saying crazy shit, I think just by the nature of the beast, you're going to experience more crazy people like this hopping into your comments and supporting each other, especially when you build up a reputation like yourself. So, or when you build up a reputation like Dean's. So again, I don't think any of it's okay. I don't think it's cool that he has been experiencing this. It's very clear that these allegations were just made to fuck with him, or for whatever they were. They clearly are fake. But at the same time, what was I even saying? I was on a riff and it's gone now. All these have come out. He receives these allegations. They end up being completely false, but still, it doesn't seem to be enough to stop the backlash that Dean is receiving. Is that because of who he is, the entertainment that he does? I don't know if it's his political affiliation and people just want to drag him through the mud because it's good for their political side of things. I don't know. Let me know in the comments of the video that this is going to be turned into. But what do you guys generally think? I'm curious. Oh, what's up, Eddie Gar? How you doing, my man? Welcome back to the first stream I've done in the last 4 months. Ploob, thank you very much for the GG gift. I appreciate that. I didn't know those were things. Y'all are telling the truth. I will go watch him. It's twisted and wrong, but it's teaching him a lesson of that for sure. Dean makes maybe one correct accusation out of 100, and then I'm playing with this in the background. Hell yeah. Enjoy the edit. Good luck. Dean makes maybe one correct accusation out of every 100, and then twists and expands it so much it barely resembles the truth. Regardless, false allegations from him or about him are equally wrong. Based. Very true. It's Eddie. Oh, hell yeah. So, hate him and content all you want. He's never said to believe unsubstantiated allegations. Likely. I don't even know, but Dean Withers drama for like 10 minutes and it sounds like complete bullshit. The person that had their photos used didn't even know about Dean. Yeah, and apparently they were a kid, which again is also like doubly fucked. He's not necessarily wrong about some 13-year-old getting set in the crossfires and that being really fucked up. I think he hammed it up a bit, but, you know, again, he's not really wrong for it. But I think we've covered everything that we've kind of needed to cover about this one. Let me just double check. I think we're good. Yeah. TLDR, he's still getting shit for it. I don't think that's necessarily fair for him, but, you know, is what it is at this point, and hopefully it blows over for him and he can get back to fucking around with weirdo Trump supporters in his live show. But there we go. Let me move over here. Okay. We've got an interesting one coming up. I am it's a pretty intense one. YouTuber got stabbed during an argument at a Texas dock. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to introduce this. Wait, do you usually stream these then post the edit to YouTube? No, I don't. I don't normally do this. I haven't streamed in months. I'm going to be cutting down this live stream into multiple videos so you guys have them over the weekend while I am gone. I'm going to one of my best friend's bachelor party from tomorrow until I'm back on Sunday. So I want to make sure that I have content for each day, including tonight. I will have a video up about the GTA 6 leaks, but then everything else here I'm going to cut down. And if there's any more information to share with you guys in the full video, I will also, you know, cut in and edit in segments of me kind of covering that extra stuff. So there may be a little bit more to the videos than if you were just here watching them live. Now we're on the topics I know nothing about. Okay. It's backlog. Cool. Be safe on your trip. Thank you very much, Wylad. Lucky fuck Sony for phasing out physical discs. True. I don't think that we should be leaking the entirety of GTA 6 because of that. It kind of makes Stop Killing Games and like the people that want to, preserve those games look really bad, but I digress. We're going to get to that topic. It's towards the end here, but let's start with this. Let me go back over here. So moving on. YouTuber stabbed on stream during argument at Texas Dock. So they're a streamer and they're also a YouTube content creator. This individual here, let me jump over, is Captain Crunchboats. Captain Crunchboats, they have, I'm assuming, this is an AI generated profile picture. They've got 35,000 subs. They typically are streaming quite a lot. They've got a recent members only one, but then they stream and all right. How do I word this? If there is anyone in chat right now that can help me understand what kind of content this is, I would appreciate it because this content is a bit perplexing for me. That's how I'm going to put it here. Okay. So they have some videos. We're going to watch one of them because I'm trying to understand exactly who this individual is. My best guess is they have a very specific way that they think that the docks are like, there's a dock etiquette for people that have boats. And that is that you pick your boat up, you get it onto your trailer when you're bringing it into dock in a orderly fashion, in a quick fashion. So it doesn't, it doesn't clog up people trying to get on and off the water, okay? His content seems to primarily be focused on heckling the people that do a bad job of doing this, heckling people that maybe are unsavory or maybe people that are being rude. And I'm torn between he is just kind of being a nuisance streamer himself by heckling these people while they do a bad job, because it doesn't seem like he's actually doing a job in any way, but he acts like he is. It's really bizarre. And so again, I'm a bit confused, but I want to show you, like, he's got some videos that did very well. So there's clearly an audience for this. Things like Crazy Day at the Ramp, Speedboat versus Sailboat Captain, or the one that I kind of want to show you guys, Ramp Hogs Cut the Line. Silver Spoon Captain gets put in his place. No respect at the boat ramp. So let's watch this for a little bit here. Does he have a hat? He does usually wear a backwards hat. You're going to see it in the thumbnails that I've got prepped for the video. But let's take a look. First off, I want to see if anyone knows about this kind of content. Let me see here. My issue with lives is there's no 2x speed. I wish I could do a good auction thing. No, but Joe, IRL trolling. I'm assuming maybe. I don't think he's like trolling, but he's like, he's being an actually guy at the docks. That's what I've been able to get so far. People still talk about Dean Withers. Okay. Okay, sued for defamation. Okay. Does he have a hat? Yes. Okay. You have billions. This is kind of similar to how people found other people for not returning. This is kind of how people hound other people for not returning shopping carts back to the shed. True. It was funny the first time I saw someone doing that. The second time was just kind of like, okay, they're still gonna just not put their shopping carts back. You know yourself. Innocent people don't settle for. Okay, we're still talking about it. Oh yes. Bob, say hi to Cinema Ho. Okay, it's kind of intersect trolling. It's like, say, okay, yeah, cool. That's about all I've got here. So let's continue on. I cut through a little bit. Let me show just a bit of the intro first here.
We're just doing our jobs.
Hey guys, it's Captain Crunch here, back again with another video, and today we were at the League City boat launch, guys, and we're starting off with a crazy one here. We're sitting here filming this boat launch, and this guy is having some trouble. He's not even deep enough to pick up his boat, and there's almost a fight during this video, so stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss this. It's great, it's awesome. I'll tell you what, it's action-packed all the way through. So stay tuned, guys. You're not going to want to miss it. Thank you.
Love that royalty-free, I don't know, commercial music playing in the background. But it's like, it's pretty crazy to start. this guy doesn't have his boat in the water quite the right way. So this guy uses his back to lift the boat up. It's pretty freaking crazy. Now, I'm sure with 600,000 people showing up to watch this video, there's got to be something really good or something very entertaining about this. But this is, I would disagree with them with how scintillating this intro is.
Thank you so much. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you think of the video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.
Back up a little more.
That is some iMovie royalty-free music.
Break that fucking Jack's imagine, oh dude, this cracking, popping. Oh Jesus.
Sorry, Rever Room Baltio. Oh, Baltio reference is a crazy pull. So sorry, this is literally just a couple minutes of them just struggling to get the boat onto their trailer, and then they do, and that's it. That is that entire 4-minute intro. Not to be a content cop, not to do that. I can edit my videos better, whatever. I'd be a hypocrite, but 4 minutes of this guy just kind of cranking this thing and failing to get it up is
Locking up as we speak. And guys, this is absolutely ridiculous. A bunch of Silver Spoon Karens here going off.
Okay, well, I'm led to believe I know the political affiliation of this gentleman. Not to throw stones, not to say it's bad or not, but I've heard this talking point before. Let me play it back for you one more time.
Calling their daddy to try.
I'm gonna let this take care of most of the job for me. I'm just gonna back up.
Alright guys, as you can see, the boat to the far left just skipped the line, is docking up as we speak. And guys, this is absolutely ridiculous. A bunch of Silver Spoon Karens here going off, calling their daddy to try to help them. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works down here at the boat launch, because daddy's money can't save you.
Bunch of Silver Spoon Karens, man. That's not how it works down here at the dock. No, sir. Daddy's money don't fix nothing for it. You can't cut the line. You gotta be just like everyone else here. Okay?
What? Not much editing, dude. It's just one after another.
You might not have heard it earlier on. The guy who's standing next to him, you can see his shadow. He's like, you don't really got to do much editing, man. It's just boat after boat coming in, like people messing up, I guess. And he's just stoked about it. They are so excited about these people not treating the boat ramp correctly. I'm guessing this is not where they're supposed to go, because maybe this is where people are supposed to like come in to drop off their boats or something. I don't know. I don't know the etiquette. Skipping ahead.
Oh shit. Oh shit. There's about to be a fight.
Or maybe that's not the truck that's supposed to be there. It seems like maybe a different truck is supposed to be pulling up here, maybe. I'm not even sure.
Oh shit. Come on, get the fuck up here.
Okay.
There we go. It's not that boat trailer.
It's not their boat trailer. I don't even know. I'm assuming this might be where the fight's going on, but it is. Okay, so I don't even know. I don't know. It would be nice if the experts behind the camera could lend us more context. I would agree. It'd be really nice to hear what the fuck's going on, because nobody's saying anything. Like, again, this is niche, but it's got 688,000 views. You know what? I'm suddenly, and I apologize, I should have been checking this sooner. I'm led to believe that these are paid for views or botted views. The top comment has 339 likes on a 688,000 viewed video. Give him a like. He got stabbed. Let's be kind. This is a 1% like ratio. 1 in 100 people are liking the video based off views, actually a little bit lower, which is not usual. Usually it's about 10%, roughly. Is there you can check 3 dots here? No? Vote would have gone up. Illustration 378. Microcosm of society, instead of helping the first 2 younger guys or even offering advice, let's stand there with the video camera and insult them instead. Everyone's a novice at some point. It could have been a learning opportunity for them instead of being insulted online, but congrats on your grand total of 918 subscribers. Keep going down there for years, and you might even break 1,000 one day. Okay, so yeah, I think this is botted. I'm led to believe this is botted. Holy. And I think the top comment here that was liked is chase the sea lion off the bow. I'm assuming it's a fat joke. Only 1,000 comments. Wild on a 600,000 view video. Yeah, that's a great point. I think these were botted. Literally nothing happened in all the 20 minutes. Nothing, as I say, 20 minutes I'll never get back. Okay, cool. Well, we figured it out. So, okay. So this individual, I'm led to believe, botted views on these videos. So again, nothing really happened, and he just heckles people. Yeah, leave a like, please. Ploob, thank you so much for the gift. I didn't know YouTube was doing that. So he's doing that. He's essentially heckling people. I thought there was going to be more there. I'm sorry. I should have done a bit more pre-watching. I'm glad I didn't, so we could find out that's probably just he's probably just view botting. But we do have the video where he gets stabbed, and thankfully I can show it because you don't see him getting stabbed in the video. You see the shadow of the person walk up behind him, and leading up to it, he is, again, just kind of recording people on the side. This is what his live streams consist of. He's going to the side and heckling people as they come up, doing either a shit job of getting their boat back into the hitch, or doing a terrible job of, like, you know, going the opposite way. So let me show you here. So this is at probably like an hour 7 here. Yeah, he's kind of like fucking with a guy. Let me close this. Let me move this over again. So here he is. Fuck, let me fix my hair here. And then I'm gonna move this. There we go. Sorry. Would have wasted 20 minutes pre-watching nothing. Yeah, actually. Well, 10 minutes, because I would have 2x'd it. But neither here nor there. Beautiful with muffly hair. Thank you very much. Try not to, it looks really weird. I'm going to be upset about it while I'm editing, but I digress. So let's go over. So this is lead up. It's about 1:12, so we're kind of doing 5 minutes before. He's been fucking around with these people, and these aren't even the people that stab him. We don't even know who stabs him. Someone comes up behind him and shanks the guy. Now, let me get this out of the way. Yes, he was being annoying. Yes, he was heckling people. Is this a fuck around and find out? Is this yet another Darwin Award over the course of the stream? Is this natural selection doing its magic? Maybe. But I will say this right now. Don't stab people that annoy you. It's not good. You're throwing your life away because they annoyed you. You could just walk away and then bitch at them at home with your friends and talk about how terrible of a person they were and then laugh about it and play video games and fucking forget about your day instead of waking up in a 5x5 jail cell for the rest of your life. So just don't stab people you don't like. It does a lot for, you know, your freedom and whatnot. But going back, he does really come off. Someone mentioned in the live stream here, he comes off as a First Amendment auditor. That is very much what he feels like. For people who don't know what a First Amendment auditor is, they will wait outside with a camera on like public property and record people walking by just to get a rise out of people, and that's exactly what they want, because they just want to heckle you and do what they're allowed to do because of the First Amendment. They'll do it with cops, they'll do it with strangers, they'll just do it in public places just to fuck with you. It's just live trolling, effectively. Excuse me. But back to it here.
I can. And I'm not taking video of your fucking kids. I'm taking video of you dumbasses. I can take video of everything. I can take video of everything. You get close to me, I'm gonna defend myself.
Defend yourself, bitch.
Stop getting close to me.
I'm putting no fucking fear into your ass.
Yeah. Watch, the cops are gonna tell you.
Sorry, you just... Okay, I think I know who stabbed him. That was the hand signal. He really just did a... Sorry, he really just did a... Get a load of this guy. He just did the thumbs to the side thing. I make jokes about that. That's literally... Get a load of this guy. Yeah, he signaled for a step. Look at this.
Stop getting close to me.
I'm putting no fucking fear into your ass.
Can you believe this guy? Get a fucking stab him. Oh my god, that's the shank signal. Yeah, he was literally one step short of from the dictator, dude. Oh my god.
Watch, the cops are gonna tell you they're not gonna do anything. I'm standing here. You called me over. You said, what are you saying?
You're looking for OnlyFans kids?
I didn't say I was looking for OnlyFans kids, you dumb fuck.
In the video, I will show you guys photos of this guy. I don't know if you'd expect him to look the way he does. But when you see him, you'll probably go, yeah.
I'm not going anywhere now. You're stuck here with me, homie. You're stuck here with me. You can leave. You can get in your boat and leave.
He's calling him a PDF, which is also probably not the best thing. But again, both these individuals have the free will to walk away. And again, he's just kind of here to instigate this because this is the content he makes. He's being a nuisance streamer, effectively, just an older one.
I did not say that. Thank you. I did not say recruiting. I said I was taking video for OnlyFans.
He just admitted that he said he was taking video for OnlyFans, and this guy's talking about his kids being there. That's kind of nasty, kind of disgusting. So I don't blame him. Again, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not watching this entire hour. I watched the first like 10 minutes leading up, and that was as much as I did. We're watching the first 5. He's just being an asshole. And if he said more than that, I've no doubt about it because he just agreed that that is what he said. What's up, Drywall? Yes, a live stream after our 4-month hibernation. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna escalate. Yeah, we'll skip ahead a little bit more.
I'm gonna get every bit of it. I'm gonna make all sorts of money off of you. I'm gonna make all sorts of money off this fucking video.
And look, maybe he does have a good amount of viewers watching this live stream. Maybe that is the case. But at the same time, he could be botting the viewers, like he botted the views, it appears, on his videos. And he's probably still going to make a decent amount of money off of that if the advertisers don't, realize that that's the case. So maybe he is making money off this shit.
Keep saying it, doesn't make it true.
You're a pedophile.
Keep saying it, doesn't make it true.
Looking for OnlyFans, and then my kids are right there. Make it make sense, you piece of shit.
OnlyFans is a pay-for-content site. Doesn't have to be sexual, dumbass.
No, I got the hands. You won't go anywhere. He's getting himself in more trouble. Technically, that's assault.
It is. It's assault by threat. Like, they called me over. He's like, what are you doing? I said, I can't fucking hear you. I walked over because he engaged me.
I get it, man. Get your views.
Like, for fuck's sake, bro. I appreciate it.
Unless you're gonna highlight my terrible boat.
No, y'all did good, bro.
This is a whole new crew. I was like, I don't know where I need to be.
No, it was them and that lady over there. She's like, I called on you guys. I've never been kicked out of this park. Ever. I have never been kicked out of here. Ever. Good. I hope they laugh in your face and shake my hand and watch you go bye-bye.
So now it's coming up. You're actually going to see, it's going to be in the bottom right corner. I'm actually going to pull my face cam out just so you can see the shadow of the other dude coming up. And yeah, he gets stabbed. That's what happens.
I gotta film this right now, man. I'm sorry, bro. Oh, I didn't say that to them. No, I'm not moving now. I know, but this guy made a big deal out of what it's putting been.
Hey guys, Def Connor was just here. Def Quinthio was just here. My bad. Yeah, good important note here. Good important note. That was editor Quinthio. He's a moron. He doesn't know how to operate live streams. Trigger warning. Thank you very much, my lovely wife. Yeah, this person is about to get stabbed. It's not going to be a great time. So, oh, what the hell? Did you just? Hi. Okay. So yeah, sorry. Just a heads up. The trigger warning. This guy is about to get stabbed. So you're not going to see anything. None of it is going to be visible. So I'm just giving you a heads up. They actually end up blurring it, and the name for this VOD now, it's unlisted, is Cops. So I'm assuming he's going to be using this to show the police officers. So just giving you a heads up. Am I still muted? I shouldn't still be muted, right? Is the chat just slow for me? I feel like such a moron. Okay, I am good. Okay, I'm fine now. Dude, fuck you. Whoever said no, you're still muted is messed up. That's dumb. So yes, just giving you a heads up. If you want to turn away for a sec, feel free to. But again, nothing is shown. So here you go.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Bye bye, Karen, bitch. Bye bye.
Sorry, that guy also just tried to run him over. It almost looked like, or just fuck with him. And there it is. Sorry.
Bye bye.
You're gonna see the shadow in the bottom right corner here. And yeah, so here, let me. Yeah, there we go. I'll play a little bit of the after because everyone around him starts freaking out as well.
Hey, put the fucking knife down! What the fuck?
Hey, not working, man. Not working.
No!
Back up, dude.
Hey!
Get in the car. I'm getting the fuck
I'm calling the cops!
Hey! Get the fuck off me. Not working, man. Fuck. Ow. Hey!
Chris,
Ow.
Ow. Hey!
Get off me.
So yeah. Pretty bad situation there. Now, it continues to go on. Obviously, he doesn't end up dying from this. He had a live stream. I did not become a premium member to see that. But let's kind of chat about that. As of this moment, seems like he is going to recover. I don't know the full details of it. Again, he put it on members only. I may take a look at that. I may cop him whatever his membership price is. Fuck. I did not check the comments of this. Let's go take a look at them really quick. Let's take a look at these comments under this now unlisted video. Too bad he survived. Oh no, anyways. Damn, I've never sided more with the stabber. The YouTuber lives a sad life. Not all heroes wear capes. Maybe this is your lesson to stop being a douche at the ramp. It's just words. Well, it's just a knife. My pops always said, if you're going to be stupid, you had better be tough. Yeah, first comment. It is, this guy does not have fans. He's got viewers. He's got people that consistently show up, but he does not have fans. So again, stabbing is a bad thing to do if you are not in fear for your life. Stabbing someone that annoys you or bothers you, boo, bad. Don't do it. But I think a lot of people, so I'm going to distance myself here. I think a lot of people feel like he deserved this, or this is kind of the fuck around and find out, yet another instance of Darwinism, perchance at play, of natural selection, perchance. You really need to protect yourself if you are going to go be a public nuisance around people who may not actually care about their freedom as much as they care about shutting you up. And that's just kind of the reality of living in a world with people on the the spectrum of sanity that we live in. So in what way did he instigate getting stabbed in the back? In the way of heckling the people at the dock and annoying people. I'm not saying it's justified. I'm not saying that, you know, if I was getting heckled at a boat launch, that it would drive me to trying to take somebody's life. But that seems to be what instigated the individual here in particular. Again, not really sure what brought the person that ended up stabbing him to doing it, but it's very clear that this person is not well liked, and so he's not really getting any empathy from anybody. So yeah, that seems to be his main content thing. Thank you very much, Shadow, for the gift for the finger snaps. As bad was the joke about OnlyFans. That was all. Yeah. Thank you, Mom. Mom, my literal mother in the live stream of this says no stabby. So I would agree with that, and I think you guys would agree with my mother as well. But that's it, I think, for this video. So very entertaining, very fun stuff. We can move on to, okay, this is going to be the video for today. Very exciting, very fun stuff. Let me see here. Okay. Hell yeah. Thank you, Dad. He's texted me during this. Sorry, just making sure. Received a phone call, so I was making sure everything was all good to go, but we should be. Let's move on. We're going to move on to something very fun that will be the video for today. What's up? Sure. You guys want to see Socks really quick? Let's do a little brief interim. Boys, where is he? You guys want to see Socks? My son, my dog. It's time to bring him in. He's got to come say hi. Sorry, I gotta fix my. It's a fucking mess. Shows to pet. You will see them shortly here. And then we're going to talk about the GTA 6 leaks. They kind of been tied into Stop Killing Games in a very interesting way. So I was like, I feel like that is certainly worth covering here. Let me move this over. Okay. Hello, Bubbas. Behold, this is Socks. Hello. Oh, he's very chill right now. He's a miniature poodle for the new people here. This is your boy. He's a very cute guy. He's being very calm right now. Maybe a little shaky because he's like, why are you doing this? He's just a miniature poodle. Just got the coloring of kind of a Bernedoodle. He is 3 years old. 2.5, 3. Yeah, my dad's in here as well. But yeah, he's very chill. He barks at things for no reason, which is really cool. But he's very sweet. He loves to lick. Unfortunately, he's like our old dog Cole. My parents and brother know what I'm talking about. But yeah, okay. You ready, Bubbas? Thank you very much. Here you go, Bubs. His dog bed is in the background. But ever since I started doing standing up more in my videos, you can't really see it, but he would sometimes make an appearance laying down behind me. And I didn't need to use a shock collar to get him to sit behind me. He just does that sometimes. So suck it, Hassan. Yeah, he is very soft. He's very sweet. He's a very fun guy. He is not a food-oriented dog. He's not a play-oriented dog. He's a people-oriented dog. He just likes to socialize. He loves my parents and my wife's parents to death. He loves going over. He freaks out on the car ride all the way over because sometimes they'll babysit him for us. And that's his priority. So, I mean, good for him. But okay, good little interim. How's everyone feeling? Again, this is the first stream back. Thank you guys so much for coming in and saying hi. This is not a very scheduled thing, so anyone showing up, I really appreciate it. Pick me puppy, really type shit, truly. When we go on trips, he either stays at our folks' house or the other folks, so really works out. He's my nephew, exactly. But yeah, I think we're set to go. Let's just jump into this next one. Let's talk about GTA 6. Now, is anyone here a huge fan of GTA 5? Was anyone like that was like your fucking magnum opus? Anyone played San Andreas growing up or Vice City, dare I say? I'm going to catch some 30, 40-year-olds over here. Huge fans, yes. GTA 5, I wasn't as much of a player of. I played it here and there, back and forth, but I played a lot of GTA 4, fucking around with the swing set. Real people know what I'm talking about. Oh, hello, Bubs. He's back. San Andreas is what I played growing up with my older brother when I wasn't supposed to, playing the multiplayer version of that, which always got us to be upset and yell at each other, but it was a blast. I love San Andreas. But obviously the highly anticipated GTA 6 is right around the corner, and unfortunately for Rockstar, or the other thing is like It Takes Two or whatever their brand name is. Unfortunately for Rockstar, there have been some major leaks. Now, because I respect my freedom, again, because I respect my freedom and my ability to have a job doing this as a career, I am not going to be showing any of the leaks. If you want to see any of them, go to Twitter. Go to Twitter and search GTA 6 leaks. It is not something that is being very well hidden. It has become so widespread that is truly all you have to do. You might even just need to boot up Twitter. You're going to see it on your timeline. I'm sure a good chunk of you have already seen some of the leaks, even if you're not, even if you haven't been, checking the pulse of GTA 6, because it is supposed to be coming out this year. There's a huge announcement thing that's supposed to be happening later this week or the next one. I think it was like 9 days, 8 days. That was going to be on Netflix. They were even going to have you, if you wanted to see it 6 hours early, you could pay to see it 6 hours early, pay to see the trailer early. So that's kind of where we're at. And over the last 2 days here, it's really been, let me go ahead and get some of my my pieces up here for you guys. Excuse me, I keep spitting. Remember the stapled cheat sheet we had? Yeah, the laminated cheat sheet we had for GTA San Andreas? Yes, of course I do. God, that was crazy. Yeah, we had a laminated cheat code sheet for all the cheats on GTA San Andreas. Oh, that was crazy. I forgot about that until you mentioned it. Okay. So I'll use this. I have to use a news report because I can't really use any of the ones on Twitter because Dexerto is like covering all the new leaks that have been coming out, things like that. But essentially, GTA 6 suffers second day of leaks as group reportedly responsible continues threats. So the group behind GTA 6 leaks have released a fourth gameplay video, this time showing knife combat as concern over potential spoilers grows. We are past the idea of these maybe potentially being actual leaks. They are, and they have been getting repeatedly taken down by Rockstar. Even the full map layout has been leaked, and a lot of different stuff. There's been speculation as to what time frame these leaks are coming from during development, but we also have proof based on some songs that were incorporated in some of the footage that this was coming in as early as January of 2025, because that's around when the song released. Excuse me. But so, kind of jump over here. So they've been kind of getting bullied, and this is going to tie into who is leaking this information, because it's a group named CyberLeaks, or I believe it's CyberLeak. Let me show you guys here. There were some memes that were getting thrown around. Rockstar, because they were saying this to justify why they weren't doing any physical copies. Again, for those who don't know, GTA 6 is only going to be a digital release. They're not doing physical. There's been some blowback about that. Rockstar, if you want to check gameplay reveal early, you'll need to have a Netflix account, and we will not release the game on physical format to prevent any sort of leaks. Cyber leak. So just some goofy memes about it. Mudahar himself, even if you don't know who that is, some ordinary gamers made a post. I'm so glad now GTA 6 didn't have a physical copy. Glad those couldn't be used to leak the game or anything. So obviously that didn't pan out too well for them. Now I cut over because I've refreshed a few times, gonna make sure it's still here. So this is one of the accounts that was posting onto Twitter here. CyberLeak. Fighting for gamers' rights. Their title reads, "We do not own the games if they do not give us physical editions." And they have been posting, I can't really show much, but there's also this like a CyberLeak coin that they were advertising, and it's now down 70%. They were saying they weren't going to pump and dump it, but they have. If anyone ever tries to tell you that a crypto coin they have isn't being used for the sole purpose of pumping and dumping and effectively just scamming a shit ton of people out of their money, they're lying to you. So already a couple of things here, but who is CyberLeak? What's going on here? So CyberLeak, again, this is the person or the group of hackers here that are releasing all of these leaks. And most of the videos that have been shown on most of the videos that had been posted over here, and I actually can show you a few of them here, are now no longer there. So if we cut back over, leak version 1, media not displayed. GTA 6 leak, the media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright owner, etc., etc. So the coin's already taken a dump. They're getting removed. We are led to believe, therefore, that Rockstar is, in a sense, they're confirming that it's true, that these leaks are real. Ploob, thank you again for the flowers. I appreciate that. And they've been a part of the leaks. They've been putting a QR code on screen and referencing CyberLeak, which is the name of this group. And they actually have a website, cyberleak.ar.io. I think they're actually running a poll, which is literally money based, and whichever vote gets the most money is the next leak that they're going to do. So again, they're in it for some money. But I want to read you guys this About tab on their website. This is going to tie into, again, the Stop Killing Games initiative and them trying to, I guess, rope the morals or the ideas that the Stop Killing Games initiative is trying to present and push forward. And it feels like they're kind of bastardizing it. Let me show you. So this is on their website. This is in their About tab. The CyberLeak Edict. CyberLeak was born in the networks. It has seen what gaming can be at its best and has watched what the industry did to it, slowly, methodically, one monetization scheme at a time, etc. So then we get into the commandments, the important parts. No consumer shall pay for a game through, excuse me. No consumer shall pay for a game through digital storefronts before release and independent review. Physical pre-orders for tangible media remain permitted. Pre-orders were not created for gamers. They were created because physical discs had manufacturing limits. In digital distribution, there is no inventory. There is no stock shortage. A digital copy cannot sell out. Yet publishers kept the pre-order system and stripped away its only consumer benefit. Now gamers pay early and receive nothing in return except a countdown timer and a cosmetic skin. If publishers want revenue before launch, they can press discs, print boxes, put them on shelves. Earn that money through physical production. I don't disagree with this. Can I read this like I'm a prophet? Absolutely. Let me read the second one like I'm a prophet. Thou shalt not sell fake single-player DLC. No publisher shall sell access to a single-player content already present in the base game files the consumer, my child, purchased. This means no unlock keys, no 1 megabyte placeholder files, no toggling a variable from locked to unlocked for content already on the disk or in the download. When someone pays USD 70 plus for a game, they bought the data, all of it. Selling them a file that flips locked equals true to locked equals false for a single player mission, character, weapon, or story chapter is charging them twice for the same product. Nay, nay. Now, don't get me wrong. What are we doing here? Establishing religion? I guess CyberLeak is doing that. We're going over the GTA 6 leaks here. So I can't do a wizard voice next. This has got to be turned into a video. Author religious, yeah. Commandment 3, thou shalt preserve single player content. Yes. No, so keep in mind, these things are almost directly targeted at GTA 6 and Rockstar here. They are selling separate access to single player content on a premium version of their game. And that's, again, one of the points here. Commandment 3, thou shalt preserve single player content. You know what? I'll probably just, okay, here, I'll re-record it in the video. Here's your wizard. Any game featuring single player content must include an offline fallback state. When server support ends, the publisher must release a final patch that unlocks all single player content for local, indefinite play. The crew had a single player campaign. People paid full price. Then Ubisoft shut down the servers and the entire game died, including the solo content. No refund, no patch, no alternative. Single player content depends on one thing: the almanac, the hardware the consumer already owns. Bricking it when servers go down is theft. There you go. Ta-da. So, I'm reading it again. I'm sorry. I'm reading it again. I feel okay. If someone's reading that far into here, okay. I had to read that as a wizard because this was a live streamed part of this video, and I apologize to you if you weren't expecting that and were listening to this in background and it kind of freaked you out. Moving on. There you go. It will be in the final video. You're welcome. Final word. These 3 commandments are the floor, not the ceiling of what is acceptable. If publishers violate them, they will be targeted. CyberLeak will continue to disrupt their operations until they issue a public statement and apology with a concrete commitment to fix the harm they caused. No private negotiations, no quiet settlements. The public sees it, or the leaks do not stop. Publishers should beware. If CyberLeak can reach Rockstar, no one is safe. This is a message to all big corpo. Behave, or God, I hate this part. Behave or be the next target. This is the CyberLeak edict, and it is non-negotiable. Now, outside of this, like, okay, this makes sense. Now, this tail end here, behave or be the next target. This is the CyberLeak edict, and it is non-negotiable. They sound like dorks. I don't know. I don't like it. So, don't get me wrong. These commandments that they have laid out, none of this is bad. I feel like these are all great points. People don't disagree with this. As a matter of fact, a lot of these are also the same, I don't want to call them edicts, the same commandments, but the same things that that the Stop Killing Games initiative is trying to focus on in preserving video games, to preserve the art form of video games and not have them get destroyed when the developer is done making money off of them, right? And so a lot of people were kind of stringing the Stop Killing Games initiative and kind of, or excuse me, roping them in with this CyberLeak group here. Sorry. You are now invited to be a D&D DM. This is great. Need another voice. I'll do more streams and we'll do more of this. This is fun. The moment major games started getting bricked on Steam is when the world starts generating beyond repair. They made good color for choices for the font here. Yeah, they really did a horrible fucking job. I don't know who Chav is. Who's Chav? Chav. I was gonna say Carl Weezer. Bro moved too fast. Sorry. Mr. Worldwide is too busy for the stream. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so this leads into the Stop Killing Games initiative. Their official Twitter making a post about this. Let me move this over here. So the statement, actually, really quick, let me double check something here. Perfect. Okay. So there we go. A statement. Let me see if I can zoom in up here. A statement on the current GTA footage leak situation. So I'm going to read through this here. Footage from GTA 6 has leaked, and a group of hackers, who we will deliberately not name here to avoid giving them further attention, claims responsibility. The footage itself appears to be genuine. Take-Two has already been hitting it with DMCA takedowns, and the speed of those strikes itself is a strong signal of authenticity. The group is using the leak to promote a meme coin, attaching crypto links and QR codes to the footage and asking people to pay for more. Now, something I should point out. The Twitter account that I showed you guys is not actually like used by CyberLeaks. Like, it's not their official Twitter or anything like that. This is someone who is like hyping it up on their own volition and also promoting that coin. I can't remember if the meme coin was also promoted on their website or not, but safe to say, don't support it, obviously. But it wasn't technically them. I just feel like I should clarify that because they were also including in their leaks, like, you know, a watermark thing saying, "Hey, this is not our Twitter account," etc. So take that for what we will. Thank you for the 10 jewels GG thing. That's cool. Okay. But back to it. And then the group is using the leak to promote a meme coin, attaching crypto links and QR codes to the footage and asking people to pay for more. Do not send these people your money, no matter how much sympathy you may feel for their actions. This is illegal. And frankly, we feel for everyone at Rockstar having to go through this ordeal again, especially just over a week before Rockstar's own official extended look premieres. Using illegal means to make a point is unacceptable to us and does nothing to protect our right to keep using what we paid for. No matter how strongly you disagree with the decisions of upper management at these companies, there are still thousands of developers who worked hard on this project, and they're the ones being hit the hardest. Channel that frustration into something constructive instead. This kind of act is destructive and helps no one. Worse, it risks tarnishing the reputation of our communities and our chances to change. And our chances to make change. History isn't on the leaker's side either. The last person who did this to Rockstar back in 2022 ended up with an indefinite hospital order. This isn't a cause worth risking your money or your future on. We seriously doubt that the hack was seriously for that reason. And so people are talking about it, but this is their official post. The average Rockstar employees are probably miserable right now. Now, yes, that's true. I don't know. Sorry, come back to focus. I don't know how true it is that the people that are going to be suffering the most from this are going to be are going to just be the developers. Like leaks like this, the whole reason that they went after the other individual, fuck, I spit again, sorry. The whole reason they went so hard after the other individual and got them put in prison is because leaks like this can cost them truly millions and millions of dollars. I guess in a way, and now that I'm thinking that through, that of course that would have a detrimental impact on the developers, being that their livelihood is making sure that the company that they're working for is successful. But at the same point, the reason they devote so much time, resources, and are willing to get these people charged with the entire letter of the law and like get this guy on an indefinite hospital stay, a permanent Grippy Socks adventure, if you will, is because it does cost them millions when a leak like this happens. The hype, all of that stuff, it does have a serious impact on their bottom line. At the same time, sorry, I'm thinking about my words carefully here. Let me see. Yeah. I leak from a creative and business standpoint. Okay, that's good to know. Knowing some game devs myself, it's very upsetting when the game leaks. And I agree with you. Like, you ruin the hype of that, you ruin that. I'm just kind of like, I think it fucks up and it pisses off the investors more. If something upset the developers more, I feel like they are less in control of being able to make a change about it because it's usually up to the higher ups. I can't imagine that most developers are going, games should only be digital. Like things like that. I'd be curious to know because I'm not a game developer, so I don't know those things. But based off the other Stop Killing Games, chatter and stuff we've covered previously with Pirate Software, it doesn't feel like that would be a sentiment shared. But obviously, what these people are doing is not good. It's not helpful for Stop Killing Games. It's not helpful for like the industry as a whole. And leaks are notoriously not useful. Like it's not helping anyone. For the most part, most people that are super excited for GTA 6, the game that is supposed to be like the game of the decade, game of the century, for how long that it has taken to even come out and all the delays that it has faced, people want to join in on the hype. They want to see the reveal on Netflix. They're kind of a part of this bandwagon, so to speak, and they're along for the ride, and it's tailored for that expectation. All the developers that have worked their asses off. Again, I'm not even the point that I made earlier about it maybe not impacting developers as much as it's impacting investors. I don't mean that to say, I don't mean that to come off as me saying that it doesn't impact developers. It does tremendously. It just does it in a way that's more focused on like their purpose and the thing that they've been working on for years. And the culmination of that being this huge reveal trailer, and the hype of it is now kind of being fizzled out because of these leaks. So again, I don't want to say that that is a nothing burger for them. It's stealing and spoils the surprise for everyone. Yeah, exactly, Mom. Exactly. As my mom put it perfectly in the live stream of this, it's stealing and spoils the surprise for everyone. Just want to make sure that makes it into the video. Thanks, Mom. And so I think it truly does a good job of disservicing all of those individuals. And the points that they make, like this is, I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know if this kind of stunt being pulled is going to be used as cannon fodder to deny any action that the Stop Killing Games initiative is trying to do in Parliament or you know, in policy, wherever it's going to be. But I can't imagine that it's good PR if these are people that are supporting and backing the same kind of points that Stop Killing Games has, like with CyberLeaks. And so they're kind of trying to hold it hostage. Like I said, they're making money off of this. And I hope truly that they get caught, because this is kind of ridiculous. There are people, huge amounts of people that are like kind of more hyped for GTA 6 now that these leaks have happened. But there's also a huge amount of people that are saying that the game looks terrible now, that the game looks that like they're super upset by it. And they're seeing old versions of the game, potentially from a year ago. And a lot can change in a year, especially with the game being developed as long as this one is. And so, like, this is ruining a lot of this for a lot of people. And I think they should be, you know, held in consequence for that if they end up getting caught. They're being very ballsy. They're being very public about this, but it is truly just a matter of seeing what ends up actually happening. Again, I won't be covering any of the actual details. I won't be showing any examples or coverage directly of what the leaks specifically are. But if there is news about someone being caught, or if there's an update about how Rockstar is going to choose to handle this, I will be sure to let you guys know and update you with a future video. This was live. This is live, James. Fuck you think you're doing? I'm including some video parts of this for when I cut it down. Do you think GTA will have cars in it? I hope so. No spoilers over here. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Nick, did you cover this at all for your stuff? Let me see here. Nope. Okay, cool. There we go. I think that's it for GTA 6 then. What are your guys' thoughts? I was curious. We're gonna move on to thank you, Golfball. What do you guys think so far? We've got one more story left to cover, so just taking a small break again. Let me drink something. It is a big content day. I will probably be up until 4 or 5, but I'm doing it for y'all. I need to get back to, I want to get into actually doing daily uploads. And I was trying to do that, but screwing up, but I really want to. So I'm going to try my best. I'm going to have to do something similar to this when I go to a wedding in a couple months. So I'm just giving myself a rep, if you will. I hate to say it, but I think most people don't care about leaks. I think that if that was true, Rockstar wouldn't have tried to put the other guy in prison and wouldn't have made sure that the guy was put on an indefinite hospital visit if that was true. They edged us too much. Fair. That's the other side of this. And again, maybe that really is just how it works. I'm going to be very curious to hear what you guys think in the comments for the video, because I really have seen both sides of it. Like, there have been people that are viewing CyberLeaks as like some messiah for doing this and finally showing people information when there was about to be a trailer in a week and a half or so. But there's also been people that, again, same sentiment that I shared, that this kind of just ruined all of the hype for it. But yeah, it is going to be successful no matter what. But all investors are ever going to think about, and all the developers are ever going to think about, is the fact that they were robbed of their kind of their payoff, so to speak, and investors specifically an actual payoff. Can I join? It's going to be so much fun. It's just a weekend full of playing Magic the Gathering. It's going to be epic. Cool. Okay. We should have a family game night with GTA 6. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Bomb, that would be dope. Yeah, playing GTA with you, that would be a blast. Dude, we should. Okay. This last one's going to be very interesting. We're going to cover some... This is going to seem pretty stupid and silly at first. And then I'm going to kind of do a throwback to an insane lore drop on one of the individuals that we're talking about here. It's crazy. I don't really... I want to hype this up a bit because it's fucking crazy, but I don't want to give it away too much. Let's jump into it. Okay, so this is not something that I normally cover on the channel, but I thought it was interesting enough, and it came with a bit of extra info that I felt like sharing. But this has to do with a recent Melee tournament that was held. I believe it was called the CEO tournament. I think that's what this is. I should have confirmed that. There was a recent tournament here, August 14th to the 16th here. It was a huge Melee tournament. Victor of this, I believe, ends up being Hungrybox. Let me see. Yeah, it's called CEO 2026. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Does anyone know Smash Melee at all? Let me put y'all on. I should have included this as well. All right, this is going to be fun. So, again, kind of back to it. Today we are talking about two individuals. One is named Hungrybox, and the other is named Cody Schwab. Now, Hungrybox is a very, very well-known Smash Brothers Melee player. Smash Brothers Melee, of course, came out on the GameCube. It was like I would say like the birth child of like intense competitive Smash gameplay or Smash Brothers. Obviously, Smash Brothers Brawl came out after, then 4, and then Ultimate, which is the most recent one. And Hungrybox is a super well-known player because he has been like a top player of Melee for a very long time. And his character that he plays right here is Jigglypuff. He's a Jigglypuff main, and he is insane at Jigglypuff. That is why he's so popular. He's a professional player of it, and he performs very well. Now, go back. Videos, latest. Let me see here. I want to see here. I need to confirm. I'm pretty sure he won, but I want to make sure here. Give me one sec. Stench doxing the Smash convention. True. Let's see here. Yes, okay. So it was a 15-game set. Yes, so that was the finals. So what I'm showing you here is in the finals. So this is how Smash works. You haven't seen it. Your characters, he's this other individual's playing Fox here, and he's playing Jigglypuff. And during this, you're going to see the gentleman in the top right corner is going to kind of panic and freak out. And Hungrybox is going to look over to him, and there's going to be a weird confusion, and it seems like no one's really moving. And then you're going to see Hungrybox on Jigglypuff just kind of start smacking him up. And Cody, the person on the right here, is not super happy about that.
Cody off of him in that situation. Back off stage, trying to stay safe. Something happened. Oh boy. I think they scared each other. I'm not sure. Oh no. What happened? No controller issue right now. What are you doing? What's going on? What is happening? There is some sort of malfunction there. Get Cody.
So it's a bit confusing, right? Can't quite tell exactly what's going on there. It just seems like Cody's freaking out. Hungrybox doesn't seem to think that whatever's happening is as serious. As you can tell, as they are playing, he proceeds to continue to smack the shit out of Cody. He smacks his character off the stage, and then he comes down and does it again, and this causes him to freak out even more. Very upset about, like, what the hell is going on? You can hear it, actually, the announcers pointed out.
Issue right now. What are you doing?
What are you doing? I freak out. People are thinking that it's a controller issue. Kinda. It's kind of a controller issue, but not really. Cody has a lot of excuses for what happened here. There's a little bit of maybe they come to an agreement on one of the points here that caused an issue, but I also have a different angle to show you guys, so maybe we can understand here. But other people obviously were posting about this. This is one of the first ones that I had seen. Someone had kind of retweeted the first one I showed you. Sorry, the story here is that Cody got overwhelmed and asked for a quick reset in the middle of game 15. What are we talking about? This is like literally the finals. This is crazy. And you notice, yeah, the guy in blue looks like he hasn't slept in 7 years. So yeah, oh, which blue? They're both wearing blue. Dark blue? Okay. Yeah, Hungrybox notoriously has dark circles under his eyes. But so we see a new angle of Chairgate. Apparently this had to do with the chairs. And you're going to notice, so apparently on this stage, it was a bit more rickety than normal stages that they play on. And you're going to see that a Hungrybox, notorious for popping off, pops off a little, kind of gets up in his chair, kind of gets excitable and whatnot. And that is what disrupts Cody, apparently. Apparently, it fucked with his controller a bit. You see that? I'll play it again.
What? Play that neutral. Play that neutral. What happened?
So not much happened at this other angle. He jumped up a little. He shook a bit, but there's nothing. There's nothing. So he's like trying to talk to him. This again, game 15. This is a crazy tournament. This is the finals. Two on each side here. This is very high stakes. So obviously it's not making a whole lot of sense. Apparently it was like the movement and stuff, but we get a bit more info here. So I want to go back a little bit in the timeline here. This is before this tournament, this is before that, series ends up coming down to this is before that final set is happening. Cody is hopping on Twitter. I'm so sorry. This is the person in the light blue. I'm so sorry for the horrendous gameplay I'm showing right now. There's apparently some bug in Florida lettuce that I likely caught, and I've just been puking and going to the bathroom for the last 12 hours. I'll try my hardest to lock in and give you guys some good gameplay, but I physically don't know what I have in me right now. Apparently it was not a whole lot, so they were puking and shitting their brains out because of this virus on the lettuce, right? So starting with this is an explanation of maybe why they were looking the best or performing their best. For the people asking about game 15, this is what happened. Hbox got a little too hype and it shook the hell out of my chair, but I also don't think I would have won anyways. I just asked for a reset given that I got completely thrown off. Genuinely, no harm, no foul. People were thinking he also did shit himself midway. Doesn't appear to be the case. No, he didn't kick him or anything. It was literally the 2 videos I showed you, including if we even jump back. He said it really shook his chair. Let's just take a look again. It didn't look like it. The chair didn't seem to move. Maybe it did. Maybe it moved a little bit. Taking Cody's word for it at the very least. And so Hungrybox ends up clearing the air himself. He goes on record and explains some of it. And let's just play this clip here. Okay.
A lot of times
it always comes back to poop lettuce. Correct.
A lot of times you guys will see something and assume something, whatever it might be, because you don't have all the information, and it's not your fault. We are not provided all the information very often in this strange era of social media and fucking misinformation and AI.
Yep.
And a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this too, I'm forced to make my own conclusion. And when I make my own conclusion, sometimes it's at the cost of someone's psyche or goodwill. I heard the phrase, no good deed goes. But I want to tell everyone right now, that is what Cody told me. He got startled, he wanted a reset, and he conceded the victory. Well, not conceded, he just told me regardless, you were the better player today. And that was it. We hung out all weekend. Yeah. I housed him. We went to a fucking water park together. And that was it. And do you know who the #1 person was that helped me beat Cody? Mewtwo King helped me. Coach Stango helped me. But you know who I could have not beaten Cody without? Cody himself. Because he fucking told me what I was doing wrong after Supernova. And to this day, he remains the only player to give his opponents advice. Because he simply wants the best Melee ever played.
Okay, probably won't include all of that, yeah, but this is what he's explaining here.
I heard the phrase, no good deed goes unpunished. It's unfortunately very, very true. But I want to tell everyone right now, that is what Cody told me. He got startled, he wanted to reset, and he conceded the victory. Well, not conceded.
Got startled, and he wanted to, like, reset, go neutral. Go neutral just being, like, they just kind of, like, reline up on the stage. Okay. So this seems to be that's what happened. He got startled and whatnot. Jump over. Sorry. Let me. Okay. So then we kind of move to this next post here by Cody. Before I go live later, I want to make something clear after talking to a few people. I know I'm not perfect. I'm painfully well aware I don't handle things correctly a lot of the time, and that I have a nasty tendency to be hyper defensive in the face of criticism. I do sincerely apologize for that, regardless of what your take on Sunday was. It's something I've dealt with for my entire life and will continue to attempt to, and all I can promise is that I'll always try my best to keep improving, but from an outsider's perspective especially, I completely get how weird that looks. Sometimes I try to rationalize feelings out of defensive-ness instead of giving credence to other people's viewpoints, and that's not right. So I'm sorry, and I'll keep trying to work on it. Okay. Recognizing his faults, noticing that he's being, notice that he's being very defensive about the situation at hand. Totally fair. Okay. Welcome back, Plube, by the way. No updates on Pirate software. If there are any, I will be sure to make a video. There may be a new Pirate video that is coming out within the next, I would say, month and a half or 2 months. So keep your eye out on that. It's going to be a very different video. But, sorry, just kind of moving on past that. This seems very strange, right? So, seems pretty, sorry, not strange. This seems fair. Okay, he's recognizing he gets a bit defensive. He kind of, maybe makes shit up, or he gets very defensive and he shouldn't be because, other issues happened. Well, the next day, he streams and he explains what happened during the CEO Grand Finals with Hungrybox. And it's not the same argument. It's not the same. I'll just let you guys listen.
Case for the Mike Hayes rule. So I said it was mostly the chair, which was true. The TLDR was more screaming, but I didn't want people to get on his case for the Mike Hayes rule. So I said it was mostly the chair, which was true. It did vibrate the shit out of my controller. But realistically, that was not the main reason. I was trying to avoid any discourse on the Mike Hayes rule. That one was an easier way out, I felt, for Juan, because it wasn't a direct violation of any rule and wasn't really going to spark controversy for him. Do you think the convo would have been different if you won? It would have been way worse. I'm so happy I lost after this reset. I cannot imagine the lashback if I won this tournament. Yeah, and it's also like, people are asking why I wouldn't call over TL. Bro, you know how much Hbox has done for this scene? Hbox has been the MVP of Smash as a whole for the last half decade.
Okay. He's done so much. Like, why would I call a T over? Like effectively a ref because of this Mike Hayes rule. Let's see what is the Mike Hayes rule. Let me pull this up for you guys. Let me see here. There we go. Sorry. So this is what it is. It comes from a gentleman who was named Mike Hayes, and it became or the Hayes rule must be filled with a visible cloud of odor. Yeah, there you go. So this right here is the Mike Hayes rule. A rule that prohibits players from yelling and making abrupt and loud noise to disrupt their opponents after he yelled loudly numerous times during a money match versus Hillian. So he was doing it with the intent to disrupt his opponent. Now, instead of Cody talking about, oh, it was the chair, he vibrated my controller and whatnot, he was claiming that it actually had to do with the yelling. And as a matter of fact, he uses another excuse to talk about why the yelling was disrupting him, or I should say explanation. I'm not trying to poison the well too much here. I'm about to in a moment, though. Let me go back over here.
Last thing I want to do is rob him of a win that I know he deserved because of a technicality that freaked me as a whole for the last half decade. The last thing I want to do is rob him of a win that I know he deserved because of a technicality that freaked me out because I'm extremely food poisoned. That's the last thing I'm trying to do there, man. He has been the MVP of this scene for the last 6 years. Like, how fucking self-absorbed would I have to be to DQ him for screaming? My nerves were shot. The reason I freaked out over this was just the fucking food poisoning and lack of sleep, man. Like, on a normal day, I think I just tank it and go on and I get mildly annoyed afterwards. Genuinely. I think on a normal day, I'm probably a little annoyed, but I probably play through it and just whatever. Afterwards, I'll probably yell at him like, you cocksucker, stop fucking screaming at next to me in bracket. Like, that's probably the extent of it. But this is not, dude, look at me in the player cam. Look at my face now.
So it's because he was poisoned. It's because of the Taco Bell lettuce, right? It's because of, XYZ. He was more prone to getting upset and freaking out about it. And he didn't want to invoke this rule that is a technicality. And it's like, okay, sure. This kind of, maybe I'm wrong. For me, and please tell me I'm wrong in the comments, things like that. Tell me I'm wrong in live chat. It comes off as like, isn't this a bit more self-absorbent that like you had this moment about yourself and then now you're talking about it like he deserved the win. I wasn't going to take that away from him because of this technicality, which he was at fault for, like this Mike Hayes rule. Based on how the rule is described, I don't know if it's saying don't yell or don't do these things at all. It's saying don't do that with the intention of disrupting your opponent, which he wasn't doing. I'm not super well versed. I don't know CEOs, tournaments, like rulings and how that's set up. But this feels like he's kind of, putting himself in a position to allow a Hungrybox to win the tournament that he deserved to win. And so for me, that just feels a bit weird. Feels a bit, I don't know if you're really making the point that you think you are, kind of thing. But then he's also talking about how he looks. He brings up, here, okay. And then this is like additionally to that.
Look how crappy I look in this player cam, man. Like, I have diagnosed autism, diagnosed complex post-traumatic stress disorder. One of my biggest fucking stressors for CPTSD is screaming. And I'm on 36 hours of no sleep and no food while I'm food poisoned. I fainted after winners, not actually fainted, but I collapsed after winners finals off stage. Biotoss, it's passion, and I get it. I think at the end of the day, you just have to separate the competitors.
So maybe you could agree and disagree. Now, again, curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. He comes up with a lot of reasons as to why he ended up doing what he did, and just like a lot of cope. And he's being respectful. He's like, Hungrybox deserved to win it anyway, despite those things. So that's good. Now, I know things about this individual because I really enjoy Smash Brothers drama. One of a big standout for this. So here, let me put this on for you guys here. Got to shout out somebody. Let me see here. Let me pull this up. Okay. So huge shout out. There is a lot of it. There's a cartoonish amount of it. This is Technicals. I've met him at VidCon a couple times. Dude's awesome. I was a huge fan of his videos for a long time, and that's because he did a lot of stuff, a lot of videos about the Smash community. And one of these included Cody. And there was some crazy shit that Cody had done, that Cody had claimed, that he ended up walking back later. And so when it comes to trusting someone like this, I have a hard time doing so because I know a lot more about it than most people do. Thanks for putting your videos on Spotify. I like to listen during work. Thank you very much. Feels a little self-serving after the fact. Right. Exactly, Mom. So one of these things, and I brace yourselves. One of these things that I know is that Cody lied about an allegation he made in regard to his mother graping him. He ends up walking this back. People don't seem to remember him walking it back, but they remember the allegation that he made. Some of the tweets are still up. Now I'm going to show you. Yeah, so bet you weren't ready for that. Let me get this pulled up here. Yeah, okay, there it is. So, yeah. So he makes this claim. He's like, I told my father about my mother finally. There's so much more about this. This is not something that I am interested in like diving deep down the rabbit hole for, but I did bring up some stuff to kind of show. So this is someone had made this post. I figured I would highlight a few commonly overlooked tidbits regarding Cody's claims since it's come up again. Hacks is another individual. They actually, unfortunately, ended up taking their own life. They were part of the Smash community. There's a huge, long story about all of this. Again, Tech has incredible videos going over this stuff. I'd recommend checking them out. When Cody told Hacks the fake mom story, it wasn't some freak accident where Cody awkwardly blurted something out in the midst of a tense moment. In Cody's 2020 Twitlonger, he explicitly states that he had been using the story for several years in order to manipulate his fellow community members into liking him. Here is that Twitlonger. Let's see here. So, what the? Oh, here. Lied about certain aspects. Sorry. Oh, right. Here we go. This is the first one. Coming to terms with myself and my own story. The past few weeks, I've been forced to do a lot of reflecting on my life. I want to preface my story by saying I don't want any sympathy. In the past few years, I've lied to, manipulated, invaded the privacy and trust of people that I didn't even realize. Sorry. In the past few years, I've lied to, manipulated, invaded the privacy and trust of people that I didn't even realize how much I cared about and who gave me everything and every chance in ways that I can't imagine how much I hurt them, etc., etc. Even if she didn't make any comments, I was 14, she was 40-something. I tried coming out a few times to people and even lied to make the details seem way worse than they were because I thought it was the only way I'd get acceptance for it. And was met with, you were 14, you knew what you were doing. What the fuck, dude? You effed your mom? I lied about having sex because I thought it would make it seem more in my favor, etc. Well, he ends up admitting that that was the case, right? He ends up admitting that that was the case. There's even a rebuttal about this stuff where the claims that he's making that people were saying, that they were saying, oh, you wanted it, things like that. They deny those claims forthright. And then he goes on and so, for example, IBDW, which is Cody Schwab, as you can see in the top corner here, alleged that I didn't initially sympathize with them and that I made crude comments about hearing the story. I not only denied those claims, but I also alleged the contrary upon hearing the initial version of the story, became incredibly sympathetic, etc., etc. So this is all already played out. And so he self-imposed a 3-month ban after all of this, after he admitted to... after he admitted to lying about all of it. Sorry, that was so loud. I'm so sorry for the jump scare. If the story was accurate, then I'd agree. I never once bragged about it. Conversation ended immediately. I don't like speaking ill of the dead, but that was just a lie. I never embellished it. So yeah, just a lot of stuff. Not great. So needless to say, I have a negative view of Cody. To lie about something like that for the sake of garnering sympathy or garnering respect or trying to feel included in a group is literally insane. I can't really look at it any other way. And when you can so effortlessly lie about something as serious as that, I can't really trust you to be honest about anything else. And when you make as many excuses as you do about like the finals and stuff, it is so hard to trust anything that you're saying. Please stop. Please stop. I'm going to get, yeah. It's okay. I have you on mute. Oh, perfect. So yeah, let's see here. Let me see here. Oh yeah, and then apparently recently he's walked back that he ever exaggerated it. So yeah, he's pathological liar. People aren't a big fan of him because of that. He'd be such a good drama YouTuber, guys. I fuck up once. You should see the raw recordings of the videos. It's worse. I will repeat a line 20 times over sometimes because I just keep fucking it up. Yeah. Okay. So, God, I think that just about does it. I talked about this at the beginning of the stream. I'll talk about it at the end too, just as a real quick thing. Kern County District Attorney's Office to reopen case at controversial YouTuber. So, yeah, EDP 445, that is going to be re-looked into. And they might actually end up charging him, which would be amazing. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to have to make an intro and shit for that. He is an actor. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, I think that just about all covers it. Again, shout out to Technicals for giving me any of that info. I'll leave a link in the description for his channel for that video. Let me see here. God, 2 hours of raw to sit through. That's gonna be a blast. There we go. I think that really does it. Is there anything else that I missed? Anything to bring up? Dean Withers' allegations actually debunked. I remember hearing the guy stole some girl's face, but I couldn't find info on it. Yes, I'll have a video coming out about it. I covered it on stream here. Hi, Jesus. Yo, Quinn, good to see you live for the first time. I met you on the live stream with Straight Into Ball. Oh, thank you very much. Nice to see you here. Hope Bull's doing well. I think I saw him streaming today or yesterday. I respect him so much for that. This is like when I heard Mutahar isn't an engineer. Yeah, it's brutal, huh? Point at laugh. 2 hours of stuff he's got to sit through. Yeah. First full stream under my belt. Ploob, thank you so much for sticking around. Yeah, this is a fun one. Glad to do a return stream and have stuff, to actually show you guys. I'm glad I prepared everything. It felt a lot better than some of the other streams I've done. But yeah, that is really it. Yeah, sorry, JC. You'll have a week of videos, about 5 days of videos to take a look at in between. Nick, thank you for the dog treat for the 5 jewels. Thank you, Ploob, for your donos. Nate the Greater sent chili. Thank you guys very much. I just realized there's a tab that I can check for that stuff. So thank you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to join the Discord, if you are new here and you are 18 years or older and you want to stay up to date on news, we've got like a little drama thread. It's like the Reddit, but a little less cringe, I hope. Let me send that out to you guys. Feel free to join. We don't post any like NSFW stuff or anything. I just don't want kids in the Discord. Just not really interested. We like to swear and stuff. Let me go ahead and link that in here. Oh, thank you, Cinema Ho. Yeah, there's the link for that if you'd like to join. And yeah, feel free, play games and stuff. I'll probably be hopping into the voice channels more to say hi. Obviously not for the next week here because I got to focus on editing all this shit tonight. But thank you guys for coming. That's it. I think we're good. Yeah, I don't really have an outro, so I'm just gonna leave now. I'll probably leave the stream up. I don't really have an issue not to. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Adios. Peace. Bye. And then it's like, oh, hold on. I have to do that for the recording. Sorry, stop that. Okay, adios.